Meet Victoria is presented by Thrive Fuel.
Welcome to Meet Victoria, where we'll get to know the people, businesses, and heroes that make this community special. I'm Caleb Shaw, owner of Shaw Realty and your host. Now let's go meet Victoria. All right, gang, we are back and it is hot. Okay, Google, what's the temperature?
The current temperature in Victoria is 88 degrees. Due to the current humidity, it feels like it's 98.
Like I said, it's hot and it's humid. But today, guys, we're gonna meet the heroes that they don't let heat stop them. They don't let humidity stop them. Hell, they throw on all their gear and they run into it. Today, guys, we're gonna be with the Victoria Fire Department. They've been so kind to let us join, to let us be a part of their mission today. Guys, these guys put in selfless hours. They stay away from their families. They sweat, they hurt, they do all this training in this gear to protect us. Well, today we get to join and be a part of it. They've let me, they got me a shirt even, let me join the team here. And in the military and hero community and firefighters and law enforcement, challenge coins are a big thing, and these things are not given lightly, and they carry a lot of weight, a lot of meaning, and a lot of significance. They were also so kind to give me one of these today, and it means the world to me, because this is something that these are earned, not given, and so to get from a group of heroes like the Victoria Fire Department, it means a ton. And so before we get going, before we go and handle all these adventures today, all these challenges today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the fine men and women of the Victoria Fire Department, not just in Victoria, but our firefighters everywhere, nationwide, because they're all heroes, guys. But specifically today, Victoria County firefighters, we appreciate you, and I'm gonna try to be one of you. I know it won't go well for me, because these guys are true heroes, but we're gonna try to capture what they do today and see if we can make you a part of it. Hey gang, welcome back to a special Meet Victoria with Caleb Shaw. Today's gonna be a special one. We're gonna do some rappelling. We're gonna do a high-level window rescue. We're gonna do a car fire. We're gonna do a structure fire. Or if you're Victoria Fire Department, it's just a normal day at the office. They were kind enough to let us tag along, so let's go see what makes these heroes so special. Let's go. We are back, and they are about to suit me up, light this bad boy on fire, and see if I can put it out like the pros. You think I can? Find out. We are back, and as you can tell, it's about to get serious here. The competition is about to begin, but they're being good to me. They didn't drop me out the tower, they didn't drop me out the window, so life is going pretty good so far until this next portion, when I'm sure I'm about to get my rear end handed to me. But before we get going, boss lady right here is going to be so kind as to go through the routines, the procedures, all this, how to put the gear on, and they're going to give me a fair shot to learn it before I have to do it and get my butt kicked. So if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, my name's Madeline Bishop. I'm a firefighter EMT here at Victoria Fire Department.
And you were going to show me how to do this to where when I go over there, I'm going to beat all of them, right? Like you're gonna
You know
be, your
what?
training is gonna be so awesome that I'm just gonna go right over here and dust everybody.
That's the goal, but our girl's pretty fast, so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. But on that note, I'm gonna step over here, and why don't you just run through kind of the, show the viewer what's coming and how bad I'm about to lose at this, if you don't mind. So I'm just gonna step over and let you do your thing, ma'am.
Okay. So our first step is, or typically our first step is gonna put our Novex on. I like to keep it in my boot, that way I don't forget it. It's very important. It covers our ears and our neck from getting burnt. Then we take our shoes off and we start stepping into our pants. Get a little wiggle.
Hey, the wiggle is all in the hips. The hips don't lie, I've been told.
Make sure that you get all the this Velcro, zips, and buttons.
Velcro, zips, and buttons. All right.
Then you want to make sure your suspenders are nice and tight. Don't want your pants falling down in a fire.
That would be bad.
Get your coat on. And we have these little loops right here, and this ensures that our jacket tucks into our gloves, right?
Roger that.
Now, all different jackets are going to buckle differently. This one zips and Velcros, and you just want to make sure you get this section around your neck as well. All right, and then you want to do your helmet. Make sure it's tight. Make sure it's going to stay on your head when you move it around. And if I were putting my mask on, that's what I would do next. But then I'm going to put my gloves on because they kind of limit your dexterity, so.
Gotcha. And you'll notice while she was doing that and giving guidance and talking me through it, she did it rather quickly still. I have a feeling it's not going to go that way with me, but we're about to find out, so stay tuned. All right, I was just kidding. I didn't give her a chance to explain the pack. Got too excited for this butt kicking I'm about to take, and I blew right past it. So, educate me on this thing right here, since I didn't give you the opportunity a second ago.
All right, so this is real important. This is our lifeline in the fire. It contains air, not oxygen. And you just put it on pretty much like a book bag. There's a lot more things to it though, so you kind of have to untangle.
And you said it has air, not oxygen.
Air, not oxygen. If we took oxygen into the fire, it might
That nice little explosion there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so my biggest tip for you is to kind of lean forward, pull these tight, and then get this up as high as you can on your hips. So a lot of that weight's going to be sitting on your hips instead of your shoulders, because you'll feel it if it's sitting on your shoulders.
Copy. Okay.
And there you go.
Outstanding. Well, well done. Looks great. Looks great. I'm going to do it just that way, even faster. And perfect. Yeah, right. All right, gang. We got to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. As you can tell, I got dusted, kind of to be expected. That's why they're the heroes that they are. That's why they run into the burning buildings and not me. Thank you so much. You did a great job on that. You helped me cheat and I still lost. So, well done. But I'm glad you beat me because you guys are the pros. So, well done, well done. We'll be back. right, gang, we are back, and we have swapped inside. We got out of the heat. We got me out of the butt kicking I was taking, and we're over here with Chief Fox at the fire department. And first and foremost, thank you for having us. I appreciate it. I'm going to talk faster than normal today because I was running a little bit behind, and I got to get the chief in and out of here, so we're going to fly fast. But before I go on, I want to take a minute, and I just really want to uplift the men and women of your fire department. They kicked my butt, but in the best sort of ways. I had an amazing time with them. We got to do a structure fire, a car fire. I got to rappel. Gregory saved me out of a window, and I got to hold on to that big man coming down the side of a tower there. But more than anything, I was just completely blown away by the professionalism of them, and the selflessness, the kindness. Every one of them went just above and beyond to A, make sure I was taken care of, B, that I was safe. But see, they really put a positive light on you guys and really showed who you all were. And so I just wanted to say from me, thank you to you and all of your people, because they did an amazing job, and I was just extremely humbled by them because they kicked my butt, and I could not keep, they wore me plumb out. And so, just want to say thank you and really uplift them and let them know just how impressed I was by all of them before we went on. Well, and so you're welcome. So on that note, now that I got you here for a few minutes, how many firefighters do you guys even have here in Victoria?
We have 127 uniformed firefighters in the Victoria Fire Department, and we have 3 admin staff. So a total of 130 people work for the Victoria Fire Department.
Wow. And how many stations do you guys split into?
We operate out of 6 stations strategically placed throughout the city of Victoria. Typically a station houses about anywhere from 5 to 8 personnel. They typically have a fire truck and an ambulance there, and a couple of stations have supervisors at them.
Got you, because within that, the reason for the ambulance is you guys are not just firefighters.
Correct.
I mean, you don't stand out there and hold a hose and ask, you stand aside and let everybody else do it.
Right.
You guys wear a lot of different helps. How many different certifications or qualifications roughly do your people carry?
Correct. So primarily we have 2 certifications, being a certified firefighter and then being also a certified EMS provider. As you mentioned, we do provide EMS service to the city and the county of Victoria along with fire service. But we also do hazardous materials, so that's another certification that we carry. We also do technical rescue, which you mentioned. Some of our guys were rappelling off the side of a building, and there's many different forms of technical rescue. So there's confined space, there's trench, collapse rescue, and then we also do swiftwater rescue with our river here in town. After the flood of '98, it became very important that we were adapted and could do swiftwater rescue.
Because you guys, because of the geographic location of Victoria, you guys are kind of the lifeline for other communities and stuff as well, correct?
Correct, yes. We're a regional hub in emergency services as well. So we're able to provide those higher technical skilled disciplines like hazmat and different things like that to the region and not just Victoria County. Yeah,
I noticed those poor guys out there. We were hurting pretty good, but they were in their hazmat suits and they looked like they were just cooking in there. How long, what is the primary route when somebody's like, I want to become a firefighter? What does that kind of look like? How do you even start that journey?
Yeah, well, first, you can always come to the Victoria Fire Department and ask, hey, how do I start that journey? And we have opportunities for civilian observer program where they can either ride out or come and visit a station for a day. But typically what happens once you graduate high school, you can enroll into a community college's EMS program. Victoria College has an outstanding EMS program. And the Victoria Fire Department a few years ago started a fire academy for the public. So every year in January through May, we hold a fire academy where you can become a certified firefighter. And you don't have to be employed by the city of Victoria or the Victoria Fire Department. This is open to the public to enroll in that program.
Wow.
This will be our 4th year this coming January that we've had that program. And we've had great success with recruiting people out of that program.
And they're actually certified when they get out?
Yep, they're certified when they get out.
Wow. Now, would that be something that, say you guys, some big out of control fire took off, would you all actually ever put out a call, for some of those certified that aren't with you guys to ever come in and help, I guess, if it got too bad?
Well, typically what we have in the community, the county has 11 to 12, I always forget that number, volunteer departments throughout the county. So we depend on them heavily, especially in our response out in the county. We're partners in our emergency response out in the county with all the volunteer agencies. So that's who we lean on first if we needed additional resources.
So a lot of it is kind of community awareness and to help us, because until I spent that day, and that was just one day of one set of training for one set of deals. And and they did so many different things, you know, and that's where I was really, it opened my eyes to, there's a lot that goes on here. It's a lot more than just, you know, running out and strictly putting out fires.
Right. We never know what the emergency is. It could be from putting out a fire to a medical emergency to rescuing animals at some level. You know, we always joke and say they call us when nobody else can handle the situation. So they call us for just, it's just amazing the different type of situations we find ourselves in where people are calling us to come solve that problem.
Well, and even something like, you know, by the time this episode actually airs, hopefully it has passed, but, you know, right now we're preparing for 2 tropical storms, possibly 2 hurricanes, whatever in the Gulf.
Right.
And you guys, a lot of that will fall on you all if that hits. And just, you know, I know you guys were just all over the place during Harvey, and while most people fled, you guys are expected to carry that torch and take care of us here.
Yeah, we're here in Victoria, and hurricane response is a big part of our mission. And it typically falls into, you know, during Hurricane Harvey, we had a huge fire because of power lines falling down. We have several medical emergencies. And then we had a lot of structural issues where houses and roofs and trees collapsed on them and things like that. So we were called out for many different things.
Well, I've got just books of questions for you here, but I'm going to wrap it up because I kept you long and don't have a ton of time. But what myths? You know, I asked and I got laughed at right out the gate. I said, hey, is there a fire pole here? Because I wanted to come down the fire pole for the episode, and everybody kind of laughed. What are some of the myths? You know, do you guys, is there a Dalmatian at every firehouse or a fire pole? Or, you know, are there any other good myths about you guys that we need to know?
The one that's true that I'll say is, you know, if you ever want to make friends with a firefighter, bring Bluebell ice cream to the fire station. We absolutely love Bluebell ice cream. It's
good to know.
You know, we joke with our local police officers, our brothers in blue and sisters in blue. You know, they like donuts, we like pico, we like tacos. So that's what we joke about. So those are kind of some of the urban legend myths. But I will say a trend that's happened over the past 5 to 10 years is, you know, when I started 20 plus years ago, it was all about fried foods and, you know, not very healthy cooking, but very good cooking. Today, it's a totally different ball game. It's the kitchen is totally different than it was back then. There's a lot of healthy food, a lot of healthy eating going on. A lot of, you know, we're at our facility where our gym's at. So it's just been a monumental shift in our wellness and fitness programs.
You know, that takes me to my last question then. What makes a good firefighter in your opinion? What are the characteristics or the attributes that you think makes a good firefighter?
Kind of some of the things you brought up that you experienced at our drill field. You know, I think teamwork, you know, somebody that really wants to be part of a team because we do everything in a team. Somebody that's always looking out for somebody else. Somebody who's always compassionate for the person that they're serving. So that's what I think makes a good firefighter. And you got to be tough and you got to be willing to work hard because it is truly a blue collar job as you experience. It's hot and dirty and sweaty and you have to be ready and willing to work and serve others.
Yes, sir, and they did well. From a community standpoint, in conclusion, is there anything that we can do to better support your mission or back you or that you guys are in need of that we could help with?
Yeah, well, you know, we're very fortunate here in Victoria. We always are proud to say that our community is very supportive of the Victoria Fire Department, so we are fortunate and feel like our community supports us tremendously. But what things we would ask for would be when we have blood drives, when we have other things that really help the community, is to come out and help us out with those. You know, blood drives, different types of either fundraisers or different things like that. That's what we need from our community.
Good deal. Well, Chief, thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry I have to cut this one short because I kept you long and you're a busy man. And guys, again, I want to say thank you to the men and women of the Victoria Fire Department, Chief Shannon for all the help, or Chief Martin for all the help on getting things set up. Had a great time. Make sure you support these guys. Show up to their events. Swing by, bring them tacos, feed them, do all those good things. Let them know you care about them and you're grateful. And we will see you on next week's episode, we will see you at the next Meet Victoria with Caleb Shaw. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in to Meet Victoria with Caleb Shaw. We had a great time. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Comment, it helps the algorithm. We need it to keep going. And a special thank you to Victoria Fire Department for letting us join today, letting me rappel, not dropping me on my head out a window. It's always a good day when you don't get dropped on your head. But it was also just a little small inkling into the world that these guys and ladies go through on a daily basis to make sure that when you put out the call and they answer, that they're ready. So that being said, I have full confidence that if you ever pick up the phone and you call Victoria Fire Department, they'll be ready.
We got this!